G'day. Are you planting winter forages this year and want to get the best out of those winter forages that you're spending money on with your cattle? Hi, I'm Paul Pritchard from Ag Solutions, and this video is going to talk a little bit about how to maximise the returns for your cattle when they're grazing those winter forages. What's the first thing you've noticed when you put those cattle out on that green feed? It's the stuff coming out the rear end. Why do they scour so quickly? Well, one of the big things is that the feed that you've put them on now has a high water content and a high protein content. All that water going through the animal has to go somewhere, and that rich protein's doing the same. What does that do to that rumen? Well, it makes it a little bit acidic, so they get mild acidosis on the paddock. What does that do to mineral content? Well, particularly a mineral like magnesium, it's going out the back end with that other product called scours. How do we fix this? It's a couple of things that you need to do. Main thing is we need to slow down the passage of that feed through the rumen. How do we do that? We make sure that they've got some adequate fibre material. That can be a dry grass paddock or some hay there, particularly in those first 2 weeks. The other big one is we want to make sure we're not lacking minerals. It's been proven that magnesium deficiency can actually decrease your cattle performance when they're grazing these winter forages. How do we do that? We can use the Megamin Extra Magnesium supplement range to do that. We want to start 1 to 2 weeks beforehand to work out the right intake for your cattle, because we all know that magnesium is pretty bitter, and so we developed over 3 different levels of sweetness in that magnesium. There's magnesium standard, magnesium sweet, and super sweet. Why would I need one blend or the other? It really depends on your country, water supply, and the cattle. And I've had that on the same property where the different cattle were brought in this year. We actually had to do a different blend. The paddock didn't change, the water supply didn't change, it was just where the cattle came from, what their palate was used to. That's number one. How much of this do we need to get in? Well, on young steers, 300 kilos, 75 grams per head per day is pretty good. If we've got bigger animals, we want to get up to about 150 grams per day from a production response point of view. If we're down south and we have a grass tetany risk, then we want it up at 150 grams per head per day. On sheep, it's 10 to 20 grams per day. How do we know that this actual magnesium makes a difference? Well, there's been some trial work done by the DPI back in 2009 with CSRO that actually showed that they got 31% average daily weight gain increase with their lambs when they were supplemented on wheat with magnesium. That's pretty impressive. Then there's the other option. We've created a new product called Bovamag. What is Bovamag? Well, Bovamag, we actually had the magnesium range and we added Bovatec to it. Bovatec is an ionophore. It's safe and it actually improves the efficiency of the rumen microbes getting more out of your feed. We actually work in partnership with Zoetis, and they've shared with us the trial data showing that they actually have got between 9 and 14% extra weight gain, average daily weight gain, when supplementing Bovatec and a loose supplement when they're on green feed. Again, pretty impressive. So what does that mean for you? Well, you get the chance to maximise the return from the forage that you put in the ground and the potential of those cattle. They turn off quicker, maybe you buy more cattle, or you get more weight gains. The cost benefit is amazingly good. What's it going to cost? Maybe 15 to 20 cents per head per day. But if we can lift those weight gains between 30+%, that could be an extra 300 grams per head per day at current cattle prices of over $4 a kilo. I think it's a good return on investment. If you want to know more, or give us a call on 1800 81 57 57 or visit the website agsolutions.com.au. By the way, don't forget to ask for Megamin Bovamag as your preferred rural store this winter. Ag Solutions, helping Australia grow.